Hello everybody, welcome to the Trackalicious Summer 2022 season. I am your host, Reed Aldred, and this is your Thursday GT3, GT4 multi-class league. And tonight we are starting the preseason. Just have a few more, I guess just a minute left of free practice until we start the qualifying. So I said the preseason race, meaning that this, I guess you want to say this isn't an official points paying round, but this is more of a round to see which split you are going to be placed in as the season moves forward. First and foremost, we should, if anybody is in the chat and would so kindly give me like an okay, or if something needs to be done with the audio, like whether the microphone's too loud, audio's too low, something like that, we'll do an audio check. Hey, Whelpcakes, how are you doing tonight? So, tonight's format at Silverstone, we have two 30-minute races, no mandatory pit stop, and where was I going with this? A qualifying session before each race. So the qualifying session is 20 minutes, but the first minute, nobody's going to be on the track. My best guess is everyone gets a minute to get ready, and then then you can go out on track, but doing that, let's see what it says here. So yeah, first minute is reserved for making setup changes. GT4 split 2 drivers will exit the pits at 19 minutes. They'll have 6 minutes, so about 2, maybe 3 laps, maybe, to do their qualifying. Then at the 13-minute mark, we'll have the GT4 split 1 guys out for the next 6 minutes. And the final 7 minutes will be for the GT3 drivers, as it is a multi-class league this time around. So yeah, that'll be your format, as we have just starting the qualifying session now. How about a minute before anybody actually goes on track to make those setup changes? As we see the queue starting to begin. Who is that? That is a Camaro of some sort. That is Gabe Carnes, the number 9 Camaro. Behind him, Matthew Haight and Jack Thompson. Hopefully the keyboard clicks aren't too excessive. Yes, was it has been a nightmare tonight, and to top it all off, the program, the race control program, is deciding not to work, as the minute is up and the drivers are about to take the track. The first set of qualifying drivers for tonight in the first qualifying session. Now, with a multi-class, it could be very interesting. Not could be, it will be very interesting. With these 30-minute races, it might not be such a big factor, especially on a track as big as long as Silverstone. But what you can expect to see is some traffic. There is usually traffic in the regular GT3s, like in the regular series, but with the GT4 being much slower than the GT3, you're going to come into traffic a lot sooner and a lot more often. Which is, it can be exciting, but if you're a driver, it can be mildly infuriating. Especially if you get stuck behind a GT4 at a bad moment. Could mean the difference between a couple tenths lost to, or 1/10 lost to a couple tenths lost. And by the end of the race, that could be tragic. Noodle neck, the liveries, I do not have them loaded, unfortunately. Just life has been happening. I have been really busy the past little while, and I just got back to work this week. And yeah, it has been very busy. I have been very tired when I've been coming home from work. And I don't think I have the actual, if there is an actual folder, but if there is, I don't think I have access to it, or I don't know the link to it. But yeah, hey Jay Beachley, Mr. Justin, you ready? You owned last season. I can't wait to see what you do this season. Yeah, but awesome. So still got another week to see as Carnes has made his way. He's making his way through Maggots and Beckett's now. As he's going to be the trendsetter for these GT4 Division 2 qualifiers. So he makes his way down the first straight. Hey Rubik, how's it going tonight? Just makes his way around this fast right-hander, I guess medium right-hander. Don't want to go too wide, but we want to use as much track as possible. Keep as much momentum as you can as you make your way down to this first chicane. Again, you can go wide, but not too wide or you'll invalidate. You want to hug as close as you can to that curb without hitting the sausage. That will knock you out of contention of a good lap as you make your way around this fast right-hander, followed by a very quick left-hander as you make your way towards Village. I am doing well, Rubik. Thank you very much. Had a little bit. Oh, and he clips the curb going around. He keeps it validated, but he's definitely gonna set a low. He's gonna set a lower lap time than he expected. But yeah, had some minor technical difficulties. Call it like 45 minutes before we're supposed to go live, but you know, we're live now. And no worries, Whelpcakes, it was just a shot in the dark. Luckily, Eric gave me the Twitch login, and I was able to get a key for that real quick. As he sets the time with a 2:15.520. Let's jump on board with Ricardo Sapine. Looks like he is going to be starting his first, I believe it's his first lap. Yeah, his first lap of the session with QV Motorsports in the 263 Audi. Makes his way towards turn 1. Going wide, but keeping it in within the track limits as he makes his way towards Maggots and Beckett's. Keeps it nice and clean. As he starts making his way down the first of few straights in this track. Oh, I hope I can relax. Multi-class can be quite exciting. So he makes his way around the fast right-hander using all the track, but keeping it within the limits, making his way down to the first chicane. Don't you love, like, studying the the turn names, and then just when it's showtime, you forget them all? As he makes his way down the F1 straight. Or F1 start, I guess. Towards the fast right left-handers. Towards the village now. I believe he kept it valid there as he makes his way down the final straight of the lap. Only a couple more turns to go. And I may be a little rusty. Haven't done this in a couple months. So I will try to do my best. As he makes his way around the final turn now. Where is this going to place him? From 21st up to P2 with a 2:12.965, exactly half a second down from Mr. Thompson. Jump on board with Justin Beachley and the number 18 McLaren. I don't know about you guys, but I love watching multi-class racing. It's just, some of the stuff you see is amazing. And like, in a longer race, like a 60-minute with a mandatory pit stop, you really need to time your pit window properly, or else you could be in trouble and get caught up behind some traffic. And you clearly don't want that. Or if you're approaching a bunch of GT4 traffic, you know, pull the pit stop and you can avoid the traffic for at least a little bit. Or, you know, if you're at somewhere like Bathurst, where if you get caught behind a GT4 on the mountain, you might be a little hesitant to pass them, which could cost you a couple seconds of time. See if I can before we get too into it. Cool, we'll try that. Okay, this one works, so that's good. So, go back to that should be a little better. But anyways, Justin Beachley making his way around the final couple of turns of this lap. Under 9 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Probably about one more lap for each of these drivers, and the GT3s will be set to take the field. As Beachley jumps up to P2, just over half a second from Andreas Montecchero, who has set a 2:11.747. But that is quickly dismantled by Riley Minier, as I say that, with a 2:11.082. taken provisional full. Oh my! And then Peter Hutchings in, I believe, the only Ginetta on the grid with a 2:11.082. No. Did I say that was... Okay, so Manier got a 2:11.365 and Hutchings got the 2:11.082. He he took provisional pole while I was talking about Riley Manier. So it completely gapped my memory. As we have 30 seconds until the GT3s will start to take the field, as these drivers will be finishing up their laps, as the 14 of Andreas Mostachero, he is going to be the first GT4 to cross the line for the last time out on track. So he makes his way towards Village. Currently sitting P4, has to improve by about around 7/10 to be able to take that provisional pole for the GT4 field. As it looks like 18 of Justin Beachley has invalidated his final lap, as long as a few others. It looks like there's the 36, is that? Do I see him? That is the 36 of Barnum. He is invalidated. The 30 of Raza, looks like he is invalidated. As the GT3s have now taken the field, as Andreas Mostachero from 4th to 3rd. He's not able to take pole, but he's able to improve his position by 1. As, who do we have? Who's 27? That's Riley Manier. He's about to cross the line. P2 crossed the line. He was able to improve his lap time, but he was not able to take provisional pole. So we've got 82 crossing now. That's Provolone, currently P15. He's going to cross the line and he's going to finish P15 for the GT4 field. As looks like we'll jump on board with number 5. That's Vladimir Canales with Barnum Racing, currently P22, and that is where he will finish at. As I believe 36 is finished. I don't think this lap should count. So hopefully he pits. Because I don't think... Definitely didn't cross the line I don't think. But anyways, we got the 494 Ferrari of Joseph Kosovich with 949 Racing. He is the first GT3 driver to take the field, and he just started his first flyer as he comes through Maggots and Beckett's. While we got a few seconds, we will go through the field of the GT4s. So Peter Hutchings takes pole position for the GT4s in that Protocharged Sim Sport Ginetta. Behind him, you have Riley Manier just under 3/10 behind him. Andreas Mostachero takes the final provisional podium position for the GT4s with a 2:11.565 in the 14 McLaren. You got Ali Raza in 4th, Jarek Snyder in 5th, Reggie King in 6th, Professor Chronotis in 7th, Diego Mostachero in 8th, Mike Burkhoff in 9th. Mike Burkhoff in the GT4 Porsche this round. I remember last season, I believe he was in the Godzilla known as the Camaro, that all-American muscle. As we got Justin Beachley back in the McLaren, rounding out your top 10. P11, you got Jack Thompson. 12, you got Chris Moses. 13th, you got Ricardo Sapien. I'm sorry if I butchered that name, Ricardo. 14th, you've got Daniel Versosa. 15th, you got Jason Provolone. Andy Oak in 16th. Matthew Haight in 17th. Gabe Carnez in 18th. Alex Martin in 19th. Bob Barnum in 20th. Santiago Orozco, P21. And in P22, rounding out your... No, Wow. Where did I go wrong there? No, because Kosovich just crossed. Jesus. He threw me off. But Santiago Orozco was in 22nd. And Canales was in 23rd. That threw me off so hard. But Kosovich sets the time with a 158.772, the provisional pole. Then you got Cole Gress with a 159.160. Then you got Ricardo Rivera, 159.470. Joaquin Cura with a 2 flat 642. Quickly taken by Gonzalez, who jumps up to P4 with a 2 minutes .002, almost a 2 minute flat. So we'll jump on board with number 99. That is the number 99 of Renato Ferreira in that 99 Rabbit Racing BMW. I'm going to wait on what, Whelp Cakes? As he starts his first flyer of the session, probably his only flyer of the session. So hopefully his tires are warm and he makes this lap count. As number 77 is about to cross the line. Who is 77? They crossed the line. Where are they? Joseph Kosovich making another run around. Looks like he's about a 10th up on his Delta. And he improves his time with a 158.600. As we have a few drivers behind him. Kevin Braun in the Extra Life 413 Aston Martin. He's about to cross the line. He's going to have one more shot at it. But he is currently 1.2 seconds up on his time. And he jumps up to P4 with a 159.995. What a lap from him. Who do we have next? We got 177. That's Rogero Santos, the Scuderia T-Rex Racing Team. 177 McLaren from P6 with a 2.00 or a 2 minutes flat with 0.495. I am just jumping all over my words. Yes, that is very true, Whelpcakes. If you want to check him out. My name is Yogi on Twitch. I don't know if he's actually live right now. He doesn't seem to be, but that is his Twitch name. And you should go give him a follow. He does a lot for Extra Life over the past couple of years, and he's done a lot for them. He's a legend, let's put it like that. Extra Life is a great cause. I believe it is like basically playing games for charity. Yeah, it's a great cause to stand behind. And you know, if you want to get involved, just probably Google search Extra Life and yeah. As Kosovich looks like he's another 10th up as he's about to cross the line for the final time. 158.6 to a 158.530 as we got 133. Alejandro Aguilar. I know I butchered that name. The 133 Nissan GTR. Currently sitting P10. Let's see if he's able to improve. He's not able to improve. He's able to improve his time, but he's not able to improve his starting position. As we have a couple more drivers crossing the line. We got Rogero Santos coming around the final turn now. Currently sitting P6. Is he going to be able to improve? It looks like he's about 8 tenths up on his Delta from P6 to P4. improving his time as we got 31 about to cross. It's Eric Elbling. Improves his time a little bit, but is not able to improve the 46 of... who is that? Gonzalez. All right. Yeah, go check. Oh, perfect. Walpcakes is being the MVP, and you know, go check them out. I believe that is the relative right there, as we will jump on board with Joseph Kosovich for a second, with a very spicy qualifying session between the GT3s and the GT4s. You love to see it. Alright, we have about 2 minutes before the drivers start their formation lap. We'll do a quick rundown of the grid. Taking pole position for the GT3 field, you got Joseph Kosovich in the 494-949 Racing Ferrari. Alongside him, you got Cole Gress in the Adept 43 Porsche. In the second row, you got Ricardo Rivera and Gage Gonzalez. Behind them, you got Rogero Santos and Kevin Braun. 7th, you got Joaquin Cura. 8th, Tanner Masters. 9th, Renato Ferreira. And 10th, Alejandro Aguilar. Those are your top 10 GT3 drivers. Just because they're not top 10, don't sleep on them. You got Devin Brock in P11th. Eric Elbling in P12, and those round out your GT3 drivers for the evening, for the first race of the evening. Taking pole position for the GT4 field, you got Peter Hutchings with the Protocharged SimSport Janetta. Didn't think I'd be saying that tonight, but the power of Peter Hutchings is strong. Now, hopefully, he has his wheel issues sorted out, because the other day he was having wheel issues. But anyways, alongside him in the GT4 field, you have Riley Manier in the 27 Porsche. In the second row, you got Andreas Mostachero and Ali Raza. Jarek Snyder in P5, and Reggie King in P6. Professor Chronotis P7, Diego Mostachero in P8, Mike Burkhoff in P9, and Justin Beachley rounding out the top 10 of the GT4 field. Then you got Jack Thompson, Chris Moses, Ricardo Sapine, and Daniel Versosa. Behind them, you got Jason Provolone, Andy Oak, Matthew Haight, Gabe Carnes, and Alex Martin, Bob Barnum, Santiago Orozco, Vladimir Carnes. Oh, how am I gonna... Where is... That is weird. It's saying Hayden Gibor is behind Bulgarin, but now it fixed it. But you got Hayden Gibor, and you got Alejandro Bulgarin rounding out the GT4 field as these drivers take the track, start their formation lap, as we will be starting our first race of the evening. homeschool. How you doing tonight? And he is a beautiful human. Yeah, the formation lap is gonna be interesting. But look at that field of GT4 drivers. How many GT3 drivers are there? There are 12 GT3 drivers. And that means there are 24 GT4 drivers. That's gonna be insane. Ah, yes. Look where Yogi is, Mr. Homeschool. He's in P6. He set an outstanding lap in qualifying. I remember a couple seasons back, maybe like 2 or 3 seasons back. What, was he P4? Or not P4, Division 4? Or was he Division 3? But anyways, he has improved a bunch, and you love to see it. And Hutch is flying. Takes pole in the Ginetta for your GT4 field. That sexy car of his. Oh, and it looks like we have a driver starting from the pit lane. Who is that? That is Vladimir Canales. As these drivers are coming around the final turn, just about to start. Oh, why is that helicam? Oh my goodness, what is happening? We'll keep it here. As they come around the final turn, side by side, waiting for the race director to see what he likes. As they come down the straight, and they're waiting for the green flag, and any second now, we are green as we start this first 30-minute race of the evening. As Joseph Kosovich gets off nicely, but so does Cole Gress, as they're going to go side by side through Maggots and Beckett's, and it has been looks like it was a relatively clean turn 1 as Kosovich pulls ahead through Maggots and Beckett's. As a good start from Kostovich, but Cole Gress, he might be under fire from a couple of these drivers with that slow top speed of the Porsche, as he has dropped to Rivera already, as Rivera gets by easily, and Gonzalez is looking to make a move on the inside, and the 177 of Santos was thinking about it, but it looks like he outbroke himself and was able to keep it out, as I see a couple drivers in the background go wide. As we will jump back to the GT4 field real quick, as it looks like Riley Manier got a monstrous start towards the beginning of this race, as he jumped up to P1, and Andreas Mostachero was able to get by Hutchings at the beginning, but looks like Hutchings was able to retain that position. As you see this grid of GT4 drivers in the background going racing, as these two drivers, Andreas Mostachero and Hutchings, are almost side by side going through Village. As we have Devin Brock and Elbling. Elbling, looks like he's gonna try to make a move on the inside. He's gonna give plenty of room as the GTR of Aguilar gonna follow as Brock goes wide and almost slams back into Aguilar, coming back in, but they keep it clean, and that's what you love to see. As Kostovich, great start from him, already has over 1 second on Rivera. As we have Elbling and Brock still neck and neck, and Aguilar not far behind. As you see, the GT3 is already pulling quite a gap to the GT4s behind, which is to be expected. But we will jump back a little bit further into the grid as Hutchings and Raza looks like they might be going at it pretty soon. As they're coming through Maggots and Beckett's now, they were really close on the timing sheet. As this straight could be a passing opportunity, especially with the slipstream. Doesn't look like anything's going to happen there. We'll jump back in the field a little bit as we'll jump on board with Burkhoff, who looks like might be challenged by Sapien, and it looks like they touch and they go wide and spin, and luckily it doesn't look like they collected anybody, but Sapien is still facing the wrong way, and he is having a rough time getting back to the facing the right way, and he does, but he's going to lose a lot of progress. You hate to see it. We'll see what the stewards have to say about that, but we didn't really see what was brewing before that. We just saw the effect, not the cause. As we got Diego Mostachero currently sitting P19. Brain isn't functioning properly enough to know what his actual position is in the GT4 field. I wish they... I guess I could probably... He's currently sitting P7. As who is close? It looks like Hutchings and Andreas Mostachero are really close. As Hutchings goes wide and dips into the sand, that's going to slow him down. As Raza is making a move on the inside, and he's going to get past that slight slip up from Hutchings. Oh, and Kosovich is off. He lost it through Maggots and Beckett's. I don't know what happened there. I just saw the yellow, and he's going to drop to the back of the GT3 field. That is very unfortunate. And that gives Ricardo Rivera an early... Not early, but... I guess early. But that's going to give him the lead of this first race of the evening after that earlier slip-up. You hate to see it. I wonder what happened there. As Cole Gress and Gage Gonzalez neck and neck, coming around this fast right-hander and the fast left-hander. He's able to pull a little bit. Ooh, as Aguilar goes real wide, and that is gonna... Kosovich was thinking about making a move, wasn't close enough to do so, but Kosovich is right on the tail of Aguilar. One tiny slip-up could cost Aguilar this top 10 position. As let's jump back on board with Ali Raza being challenged by PJ Hutch. Just isn't able to keep the speed as Hutch makes a move on the outside. He's got the inside through Village now, giving space, and he's going to pull ahead going through Village. As Raza had to defend after that fast right-hander, or fast left-hander, sorry. As now, we got Hutch still on the attack, and Raza was oh, Raza and Hutch touch! Oh, and it looks like they got a little bump as well. Was that from... It looked like that was Jarek Snyder, who wasn't able to stop in time or get out of the way in time, gave him a little bump. You hate to see it. As now, who do we have? We got Raza and Mostachero, Diego Mostachero. This has been only 7 minutes. Oh, but Kosovich has pitted, and he may call this first race, unless he's just pitting for damage. We will see. But it's only been just over 7 minutes, and there has been drama. There has been action. There has been everything you could think of, other than lap traffic. Hey, Just Poppin' Things, how are you doing tonight? Huff, how are you doing? Odin, I don't think I ever said hi to you. How are you doing tonight? And unfortunately, you don't get to see that battle, Huff, as I don't know if Kosovich, if he binned it or not, but something happened at Maggots and Beckett's, and he lost. As we see Kosovich back on the track, you love to see it. We got Kevin Braun, Tanner Masters, and Ferreira. They're battling it out, all close to each other. This train of 3 drivers with Cura in the background lurking, hoping these drivers battle and slow each other down. Ah, oh, that's unfortunate, Huff. Yeah, there was like a 600 megabyte update or something. Unlucky. As we got Moses and Hutchings neck and neck. Looks like Hutchings has, with the slipstream, is he gonna be able to make the move going into this left-hander? He's not gonna try it, as Moses holds on to this position for now. I think the only problem with multi-class, Justin Beachley is slow, as Chronotis is making a move on the inside. Gives him plenty of room, as Chronotis is going to have the inside line through turn 1, and he is going to give that position up and just lets Chronotis by, but he's going to have the outside line. He might have a better exit, as he might have the inside through Maggots and Beckett's, and they're going to keep it clean, but Chronotis is going to go wide. Don't think there was any contact there, but it looks like Beachley, they're still side by side, giving each other space. Oh, and they almost touch, but they keep it clean. And that almost ended with catastrophe. But the top speed of the McLaren is just too much for that Mercedes to take it to contend with. As now you got Chronotis and Jack Thompson, who are side by side going through, making their way to this chicane. We're going to leave each other plenty of room. Chronotis still on the defensive line, as he is going to stay ahead. But now you got Jack Thompson and Provolone, the man of cheese himself. This train of 4 drivers could get spicy, as we're going to jump on board with Riley Manier, currently your GT4 leader, with Andreas Mostachero slowly lurking in the distance. And we'll jump back on board with Moses and Hutchings, as they are side by side coming down this straight. May have been a bit of bumping there, but they keep it clean, as Hutch is going to try for a better exit at this hairpin. I don't know. Yeah, I would say that's a hairpin, but I don't know if it's technically classified as one. Let's see if Hutch gets a better exit, but the Ginetta is not known for its top speed, but neither is the Porsche. Just popping things. Like something happened, like an injury. That is very unfortunate, but yeah, man, take it easy. If that is the case, but just take it easy and come back when you're ready. I don't know, 1 minute too late. Hey, Vivacious, how are you doing? As it looks like these GT3 drivers are coming into some lap traffic now. Tanner Masters is going to get by Canales, and so is Ferreira, and so is Braun. Looks like they got by on the straight, losing minimal amounts of time. As 46, Gage Gonzalez and Cole Gress, they are pretty close to one another. Who do we got? Still got this train of 3 drivers, Snyder, Moses, and Hutchings, all within 6/10 of each other. As Hutch is going to try to take the outside. He has the outside line. Moses and Hutch are side by side. Hutch has the inside line going through Village. We'll see if he's able to keep the move stick. They're going to go side by side. Maybe a little bit of a bump. I don't know if there was or not, but they keep it clean. And Hutch is able to make the move stick as Moses had a way better exit. And they are still side by side going down this straight. Hutch is going to hold on to it as Moses is right on the wing of... of Hutch. And they are keeping it clean, but it is some very close racing. As you have the 46 of Gonzalez and Gress, they're getting past Gibor. But that could have been very interesting depending where Gibor let him through. So now, we'll see. We'll jump on board with Snyder, who's not... That was the wrong one to click on. We got Snyder. You got Hutchings. You got Moses. You got Hutchings, who just overtook Moses. But, oh, there was a bit of contact, it seems. And Hutch is still off going through Maggots and Beckett's. And hopefully, he looks like he backed out enough. And he's given the flashes. Maybe he's not happy with Moses there. But we'll see what happens post-race. As... That was still a very strong battle and a half, as you got Devin Brock going past a GT4 driver. I wish I wouldn't say that, as you got Kosovich going past another GT4 driver. A lot of these are GT4 drivers going by, as you got Thompson and Chronotis going side by side as they make their way towards the chicane, leaving plenty of room. But within that Provolone, Thompson is able to hold on to it, but they're still side by side. Going a little wide is Chronotis and looks like Versosa. As they're going side by side, as there's an off of Maggots and Beckett's for 89. And as we reach the halfway point, there is still battles all around. As Chronotis jumps ahead of Jack Thompson. But Jack Thompson's under fire from Provolone and Versosa as they pull away a little bit. But you still got Provolone and Versosa. The field starts to break up a little bit as Cole Gress gets by the GT4 of Barnum. It looked like that might have gotten a little sketchy, as so does Gage Gonzalez and Rogero Santos. You got Riley Manier, who is slightly ahead of Andreas Mostachero. I believe this is for P1 in the GT4. Yeah, this is for the win right now for your GT4 standings, as they go side by side in this sweeping right-hander, as they're still side by side going into the chicane with Kostovich lurking in the distance. Manier is able to hold on, but that could have spelt trouble for Kostovich. He's already behind. You don't need a GT4 battle ahead slowing you down. Moses, 200 IQ. I couldn't agree more. Zap Brandigan. I almost said Brandon. I could have butchered that. I did butcher it. But you still got Riley Manier and Andreas Mostachero still battling it out for P1 in GT4. Still plenty of time, as we have 13 more minutes left in this race, as we got Cura. Looks like he was able to make the move on Braun? As, yeah, Cura's in front of Braun. The timing sheet hasn't updated yet. Weird. But interesting. But still, We're over halfway into the race, and there's still battles all around. As you got Carnes and Sapien side by side for P31 and 32. Sapien's going to make a move on the inside. They're going to keep it clean, but looks like Garnez is going to be able to hold on to that as he goes wide, though. As I say that, you got Sapien getting a way better exit through coming out of Village. But it looks like Garnez got a better exit coming out of that turn, and they're going to go side by side coming down this straight. But it looks like Sapien is going to pull ahead as 19 of Oak. It looks like there was a slight yellow flag for him. As we got Haight and Oak. No. These GT3 drivers? I believe those are GT3 drivers passing. The timing screen is messing with my head as we got Thompson, Burkhoff, and Versosa. Can't rule out. Well, and that is a GT3 driver behind them. As Rivera has a very commanding lead in this GT3 field. Has about 7 seconds to Santos behind. So he's got a very comfortable lead indeed. As you got Gress trying to navigate some GT4 traffic. As you got Diego Mastachero and Jarek Snyder going at it as there is a yellow flags towards the beginning of the lap. So it looks like they are going, but Mastachero and Snyder still neck and neck. Snyder's going to get a little bit of help from the slipstream, but it looks like Mastachero's car is a little damaged. As you can see, the race leader, Rivera, Ricardo Rivera, in the distance. You definitely don't want to hold the leader up, but you don't want to give the position away. You don't want the driver behind to maybe try to make a move and follow through. It's all about when the GT4 driver or GT3 driver makes the move and gets close enough to make it. As we got Gonzalez and Cura neck and neck as they have to navigate some GT4 traffic. As we got Cura and Ferreira going side by side. Cura looks like he's just able to keep ahead going into turn 1. As they have to be careful that they don't get into any shenanigans with these GT4 drivers, as the GT4 drivers are going side by side with the GT3 drivers going through Maggots and Beckett's, as it looks like there's an off for the 19. And that is Andy Oak. And he is in the wall, and that was a big spin. Hopefully he re-enters the track safely, which looks like he's going to take his time, spin the car around. You love to see it as Beachley is letting some GT3 drivers go by. So we got Eric Elbling and Aguilar going at it. Looks like Elbling actually passed Aguilar for the final P10 or the top 10. Yeah, final top 10 position. Words are hard, sorry folks. But Aguilar is not gonna let that go unpunished. He's gonna want that back. As we will jump back on board with Chronotis, who is being tailed by Mike Burkhoff right now. Let's see if the Porsche can keep up on the straight. Looks like he isn't going to be able to pull any kind of gap towards them. As we got Tanner Masters engage Gonzalez. Neck and neck going through T1 as Masters is going to put it on the inside as Beachley is on the outside, who's a GT4 driver. You got Masters, Gonzalez, Kira, and Ferreira through the GT4 driver of Beachley. Going through Maggots and Beckett's. Gonzalez neck and neck with Masters. Bumper to bumper as they make their way around Maggots and Beckett's. With the help of the slipstream, Masters could be in trouble coming down this straight. Is he going to take a defensive line, or is he going to take the racing line? As it looks like Gonzalez is making himself known. He's not going to force the issue, but he is going to make himself known. He is going to get in the mirrors of Tanner Masters as Tanner Masters and Gonzalez go side by side through the first chicane. And that 85 of Jarek Snyder looks like he actually... No. Is that Snyder? I believe that's... Yeah, that is Snyder. As Tanner Masters and Gonzalez are still going at it, with Braun able to build himself a little bit of... He's able to close the gap down a little bit well with Masters. And oh! And was that Mostachero and Masters? Little bit of a bump unsettles the car, but he's able to keep it the right way and on track. But that is going to give Gonzalez a little bit of a gap. You are not happy if you're Masters, but you just got to keep on pushing with just under 6 minutes to go in this race. As Chris Moses, he is going to be in the way of some battles right now between Masters and Braun. He's going to go wide, and these drivers are going to pass him with minimal losses. So that if you're Braun, you love it, or you would love to see him get blocked a little bit. But if you're Masters, you love to get through without a hitch. As we got Reggie King. No, we don't. He is just letting some GT3 drivers by. As Ricardo Rivera has about a 5.5 second gap to P2 right now. As, let's see, Riley Minear, it looks like, is your lead GT4 driver right now. And he has himself only a second lead to the car behind him, which is Andreas Mostachero, as he is going to let by Gress. But that is going to give Mostachero an opening that he needs, and he has just closed that gap down. Just like that. The thrill of multi-class racing. You go to let a lower class driver past you, and you lose time because of it. But luckily, he's able to hold on the position. But this could be a close finish between Minear and Mostachero. So we've got Alex Martin. He's just letting some drivers go by. Gabe Carnez, the same. Who do we have that's close in battle? Maybe Raza and Hutch? No, that's just Gonzalez. I'm looking for the battles, but there doesn't seem to be any that are too close. We got Reggie King and Moses, who are about half a second apart right now. As they make their way towards the hairpin. Probably only about 2 laps to go left in this race, so if you're looking to make a move, you are running out of time. But luckily, this is only race 1 of 2. This is a doubleheader tonight for the qualifying weekend. There will be another 30-minute race as Reggie King goes wide and he goes wide at Maggots and Beckett's, and he slides through the grass, and he is going to lose a lot of time because of that. You hate to see it as Kevin Braun and Tanner Masters side by side to the chicane as there's a yellow flag who luckily didn't collect them. It looks like that may have been a Camaro of Canales. And he's struggling to get back going. And he has parked it. Hopefully he returns to the garage so these drivers don't have to feel threatened. Or is he just waiting for an opportunity to get back on track? And it looks like he is waiting for an opportunity to get back on track. As you see him turning the wheels, but he is not moving as there he goes. He returns to the pits. X63 cars as the leader, number 53, Ricardo Rivera, he starts the final lap of the session with a commanding lead of 5.5 seconds. Shout out to the boys in the X63 cars. I didn't see the X63 cars. Who are they? We'll go through the list and find out. Like, I went through the whole grid, but I didn't see any of them. But how are you doing today, Biel Micero? And what happened to Coasty? That is the very question we want to know. The man of the hour. So, he was leading the race pretty strong towards the beginning, but it looks like I believe he lost it through Maggots and Beckett's. I don't think anyone was near him, so I don't think he got tapped, but I looked up and all I see was the 494 in the grass, yellow flagged. As Ricardo Rivera makes his way through Village, and he's about to come down this straight for the final time of this race. Still with a 5.5 second lead, he's just got to take it easy and finish the race. And that will be an easy victory as there is a yellow flag for the 133 car, and that is Aguilar. The 133 Nissan, he lost it going around T1. As we have Ricardo Rivera coming around the final turn, and he is going to take the victory in this first race of the evening. As we got, looks like Oak crossing the line in P34, Santos in P2, I believe that was Gress in P3. We're going to have Gage Gonzalez coming across the line in P4. P5 is going to be Kevin Braun, Tanner Masters, P6, as long as there's no mistakes here. Cura on P7. Oh, maybe not. It was close. But Ferreira, P8. Devin Brock. He is in a field of GT4 right now, but it looks like he's going to finish in P9 as long as nothing screws up. We got the P30 car of the GT4s. Whoever that is. Wherever that is Ali Raza. He crosses the line. P15 overall. We will see the standings in just a few moments when everyone crosses the line. We'll go to the relative right now. So, it looks like Joseph Kosovich is actually really close. He was able to get by Elbling, and Joseph Kostovich rounds out the top 10 as Elbling crosses in P11, and that leaves Aguilar for P12. And that is going to basically do it for you. That is going to do it for your GT3s. We've still got a couple GT4 drivers finishing up their races. As, let's see where we're at. The 36 of Bob Barnum, he's going to cross the line next. And the 133 car of Aguilar, he's going to round out the GT3 field, and I believe that's going to round out the entire field. Maybe. Nope, we still have a couple drivers. Not a couple, we have the 463 of Daniel. No, I believe that was it. Okay, let's see if for race 1 you got Ricardo Rivera taking out or taking taking the victory for race 1, followed by Rogero Santos and Cole Gress rounding out your podium positions. In the GT4s, we had GT4s. Your race winner was Riley Madier. Close behind, 7/10 behind, was Andreas Mostachero for P2, and rounding out the podium was Ali Raza. That was a very exciting race, to say the least. And that's not even all the action. We still have one more race to go, but before then, we're going to have a 10-minute little free practice braking session. Let the drivers stretch it out, go grab some refreshments, some water, some snacks, whatever they need to rehydrate for the next qualifying and their next race, as we still have one more qualifying session and one more race. As I will quickly write these top 3 down for the GT3s and the GT4s. And depending on how we're doing at the end, might get some interviews to go ahead. But it is only the preseason race. Alright, we'll take a look at that GT4s real quick. We got the top 3 drivers from both the GT3 and the GT4. Let's we'll throw the autopilot on for just a few seconds. We'll max the pace out. It's not who we wanted. So we'll see if the autopilot works correctly. If we could just keep it with the action. Oh, nope. Why did that happen? Why did that happen? There we go. Really rusty. But anyways, we'll just keep it on autopilot for a few seconds. I'm gonna go grab myself a drink, go grab myself a snack, and we will resume shortly with the second qualifying session, as that is a very weird camera angle. Be right back, folks. Alright, folks, welcome back. Hopefully the auto director wasn't too broken. But looks like we were just about to get underway for our second qualifying session of the evening. So if you're just tuning in, this is the Trackalicious 2022 Summer GT3 GT4 Mixed Championship. We're kicking it off with preseason tonight. A doubleheader at Silverstone. We just finished the first race. Had a bit of a 10-minute break, 10-minute free practice. We're just about to start the next qualifying session, which will consist of 20 minutes. The first minute is for setup changes only. There will be no cars on the track. From minute 19 to... is it 13? There's going to be class or split 2 GT4s. From 13 to 7, it is going to be split 1 GT4s, and the last 7 minutes are for GT3 only, which is pretty nice. As we'll fix that real quick. As the drivers are starting to queue up. Of course, I can't see it yet. Unlucky. Look at that queue of drivers just waiting to get out into Quali. As we hit the timer and the cars, the roar of the engines sound. They echo throughout Silverstone. As they take the track. For some reason, Jack Thompson is broken for me. Can't click on his name for some reason. Ooh, Orozco just getting those rear tires extra warm. A little bit of a spin, a little bit of an oversteer from him. Where the heck is the number 9 car? Oh, it's Gabe Carnez. as Gabe Carnez takes the stage. He will be the driver to set the bar for this qualifying session. Then we will see where that bar will get raised to, or lowered to. As the drivers will have about one more lap as they cross the line. Makes his way down the F1 straight, or start. I'm just going to call it the F1 straight because that sounds better. Goes around the fast right left-hander, making his way towards the village. As he makes his way down this straight, the final straight of the session. Makes his way around the hairpin and towards the final turn of the lap. As he does so, he's going to set the bar with a 2:16.445. As he's quickly overtaken by Orozco, and he's overtaken by Versosa with a 2:13.320. As we got Hayden Gibor, he's about to cross the line as Oak jumps into P2. Though it looks like Gibor just started his lap actually. As Carnez jumps up to P5. As these drivers will have one more go at it, but it'll be close for number 15. For Adam Pulaski. We'll see if he can I don't think he's going to be able to set a valid lap. I don't think he has the time to make it, as number 3 Orozco, he went off and that ends his qualifying, currently sitting P3. See where he finishes off after a couple more of these. Actually, yeah, a couple more of these drivers finish their qualifying. But then we have the split 1 GT4 drivers to take the stage. As Pulaski is finished, he is not able to set a valid lap. As we got number 9, Gabe Carnez, currently 3 seconds off pace. He looks to be about a second up on his delta, which could bump him up to P4 provisionally. As we'll have Carnez and Haight coming across the line pretty close together, and then you got the 4.63 over Sosa. See if he can improve. Is Carnez going to be able to improve? He is going to improve, jumping up to P4. As we have Haight, he's going to jump up to P5. 463 he is able to improve, but he's still sitting pole. But Sapien comes in with a 213.182, taking provisional pole. 19 crosses the line. It's Oak, still sitting P3, able to improve his time. As we have 2 more drivers crossing the line. We got Martin, and we have... I don't know. There's just so much to take in here. But anyways, those are your split 2 standings for, or not standings, but those will be your starting positions for the GT4 Split 2 guys. You got Sapien taking pole for the Split 2. For Sosa, Oak, Orozco, Carnez, Martin, Haight, Gibor. And a lot of these drivers didn't set a lap, but nope, a lot of them are out on track. That is confusing. As 14 is about to cross the line, start their first flyer of the session. That's Andreas Mostachero. He's going to hopefully beat a 2:13.182. Just tuning in, we're in the middle of 63 cars on P1 to P2. What? 63 cars on P1, P2. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, they're numbers. I was so confused. But anyways. Where was I? Right. So this is the... Oh my goodness. My words are just like not processing in my head. This is the qualification round for the summer 2022 Trackalicious GT3 GT4 mixed championship. It's late. It's been a long day. I'm losing it. But anyways, this is the qualifying round, so this won't be for points, but this will just be where you are going to end up on the grid, whether you be in Split 1 or Split 2 for the GT4s. Now we do have our regular GT3 season, which are Sunday nights, same time, 8:30 EST. Strictly GT3, and we also have the qualification race this upcoming Sunday, and I believe that is that Silverstone? Where is that? Why don't I know where that is? Oh, it's also at Silverstone. Okay. They're both at Silverstone. Yeah, but that's this upcoming Sunday, another qualification race. And when I say qualification race, it means there's no points to be paid out these races. Just what split you're gonna be placed in. As these will be the GT4's final laps for this qualifying session, so they got to make them count. As soon as the 7-minute mark passes, that's when the GT3 drivers come out, and that's when the GT4 drivers end, but they can still finish their laps, as we see the GT3 drivers start making their way out onto the track. Leading the pack again is Joseph Kosovich. He did take pole position last race, but he did end up binning it and finished like P10, I believe it was. So hopefully he has a better turnout this race. And let's see if Pete Hutchings can go 2 for 2 in the pole position Janetta. Speaking of which, where is Pete Hutchings? He is finished, it looks like, and he's not going to take pole. He should be done, I would think. But let's see. Jump on board with Kosovich again. Kosovich, he starts his first flyer. Yeah, sorry about that, Vivacious. Yeah, oh my goodness, that purple is hard to read. Gesu Motorsport. 30 minutes. And this will be the second race of the evening. Just under 4.5 minutes of quali to go. These GT3 drivers will be setting their times and doing their 2 laps, because it's about 2 laps of quali with the amount of time you get. Maybe 3 for the GT3s, depending if you're how quick you are. Soays? I'm sorry if I butchered the name, but I believe I can drag if needed. I'm not an admin, but I do have the power to drag. Just tell me the name and I can drag. So the garage 2. Oh, all right. I'll move you to garage 2. There you go. A little full, but that's fine. I didn't realize there was 5 people, but I don't think it matters too much. Hopefully it doesn't matter. Otherwise, oops. Nah, it shouldn't. As long as... Dead last. How are you doing tonight? Oh man, you're in for a treat then. If it was the second race is gonna be... If the second race is gonna be as action-packed as the first, you're in for some exciting racing. This is our GT3 GT4 mixed championship, so multi-class is always going to have some action. Yeah, it's a pretty fun game. Did you do any sim racing beforehand, or is this like your intro to it? Because this was like my intro to it. And I'll see if but it is a very good game. If you're looking for GT3 and GT4 racing, this is in my opinion, this is probably the best game for GT3 and GT4 racing. Anyways, just under a minute of qualifying to go. And I am only in the GT4 section. No wonder the GT3s aren't showing up. Dirt 2.0 and Sinish Gran Turismo stuff. Yeah, I haven't played Gran Turismo in a long time. I think last time I played Gran Turismo was on the PS2. But Dirt 2.0 I've played a little bit, and that was fun. Ooh, and number 5 gets DQ'd. Does that mean they're going to start from the back of the pack? Vladimir Canales? We'll see what happens. But yeah, ACC does hit different. It's such a good game. Looks great, plays great. As well, we finish up these final laps. I'll have to take a quick another break, but we will keep you on board and we will be right back. Alright, we're back, folks. Sorry about that. Just have to do something real quick as we have 99. Ferreira looks like they're going to be the last lap. From P7, are they able to improve? And they are, jumping Santos and jumping up to P6. Yes, we will. And it closes out our second qualifying session of the evening as we jump on to our second race of the evening and our final race of the evening of our preseason qualifying race. Your buddy wasn't paying attention. Who's that? Canales? Vladimir? Was that? I think he's the one who got DQ because he was driving. Oh. Anyways, we'll do a quick grid walk down. As for the second time tonight, Joseph Kosovich takes pole position. As we'll jump onto that. No, we won't, because this is way easier. Joseph Kosovich takes pole position for the second time tonight. Oh, that's unfortunate. Alongside him, Ricardo Rivera. In the second row, you got Cole Gress and Kevin Braun. Five and six, you got Gage Gonzalez and Renato Ferreira. You got Rogero Santos, Joaquin Cura, Tanner Masters, Devin Brock, and those round out your top 10. You got Alejandro Aguilar, Kevin Huffman, and rounding out the GT3s, you have Eric Elbling. I don't know why that screws in my head so much, but it does. I don't know why. But anyways, taking pole for the GT4 division in this second race is Ali Raza. Alongside him, you got Andreas Mostachero. Why does it... And Provolone is in the pits, apparently. Throwing me out. But Andreas Mostachero is alongside him in P2. Next, you got Riley Manier and Peter Hutchings. Peter Hutchings going from P1 to P4 in this second race. P5, you got Mostachero, Snyder, Beachley, Burkhoff, Moses, and King. Those are your top 10 for the GT4 class. Next, we got Chronotis, Sapien, Versosa, Oak, Orozco, Carnez, Martin, Haight, Gibor, Polgarin, Pulaski, and Canales. That is your starting grid as the drivers start making their way around the track to begin their formation lap. And Rocket GT 5481, thank you for the gift sub. How are you doing tonight? And it looks like we have Barnum starting from the pits. And is that the only one starting from the pits? It looks like it. Did you get taken out last race or something? I think I may have saw your name yellow once, or your dot yellow. But there was a decent amount of yellow going around, so I could be wrong. I could just be imagining things, which most often happens. As they make their way around Village now, there's still a little bit until this second race will begin. As we see some of these drivers in the distance weaving on the straight, trying to get some heat into their tires. Try to get that just that much more of an edge upon starting this race. We'll see if Kosovich can get a monstrous start again. but we also want to see him keep it consistent and not take himself out or get taken out. Whatever happened there. As these drivers start making their way towards the start-finish line, side by side, the race director waiting until they see what they like. Once they see what they like, they will wave the green flag. And any second now, we will be underway. And we're green, and there's 2 drive-thrus right off the bat. Between Kira and Brock, you hate to see it. As Rivera gets a monstrous start, bumping up to P1 very quickly. And again, it looks like a big spin between Braun and... Oh, monster. You hate to see it. Who was that involving? That was Braun. That was... Oh no. The 43 car? Who was that? Oh, big. That was Grass. Yeah, I hate to see it. But moving on, you got Ricardo Rivera and Joseph Kosovich almost bumper to bumper after Rivera got that monstrous start, overtaking Kosovich very early on in the race. Didn't miss a beat. As we got Elbing. It's under fire from Huffman. Huffman's going to think about going around the outside, but it's not going to make it happen. And Huffman is actually going to lose out, but he's going to retake it back. So now you got Ali Raza, who is a GT4, but that's Brock behind him, is in a GT3. Gets by no problem. So we'll jump back to the field a little bit. We'll go with Beachley, who is being chased by Burkhoff. Burkhoff lets him know he's in his mirrors, just to give him something to think about. But now Burkhoff is under pressure from Chronotis. Chronotis in that Mercedes. As Kira has taken that early drive-through penalty for being out of position at the beginning of the race. And there's still Rivera and Kostovich still neck and neck. I don't know why it's saying Rivera is in second, but Kostovich is in second, and now it has fixed itself as Kevin Braun has pitted, and rightfully so. That is going to be a lot of damage for Mr. Braun. As we got Ferreira and Santos. They're battling it out. Elbling and Brock. They're bumper to bumper, but the only problem is Brock has a drive-through he needs to serve. And that is going to put him down by quite a good amount. So we still got these GT4s in the back. Train of about 5 of them. Being led by Justin Beachley in the 18 McLaren. Ali Raza got off well, and he is now just over a second in front of Riley Manier. And Raza, he is your GT4 leader right now. As Rivera and Kostovich still still going at it. As we got 99 in the background, we got Ferreira. Looked like he may have been Santos may have been wanting to challenge, but he doesn't. Santos slots in behind him. As you got Versosa and Mostachero side by side, coming down the start finish straight. I don't know why that was so hard to say, but Mostachero gets by, but they're still real close. As it looks like Mostachero might looks like he's got some damage on his car. That could be playing into effect as Adam Pulaski, I am losing my mind, is being chased by Canales. Ooh, big oversteer from Martin in that Mercedes. He's able to keep it clean, but he almost lost it. He's able to recover, able to catch it before chaos ensued. Who is at the front? This is Tanner Masters in the Audi. It's like Santos. Oh, it looked like a big save from Masters, but it looks like there may have been some contact, but I don't know if there was or not. There must have been. But, again, not for us to decide. We didn't really see a whole lot, as Masters is going to make a move up on the inside. Ferreira doesn't defend at all, but they're side by side. Going through turn one, are they going to keep it clean? They are, but Ferreira goes really wide through T1. So they're still bumper to bumper, Masters and Ferreira. And you got Kevin Braun pulling out of the way for these two front runners. Kevin Braun getting very unfortunate towards the beginning of this race. Big accident involving him. Had to pit for damage. You hate to see it. So we got Beachley and Brock going at it, but Brock is a GT3 driver, so it's not really going to matter. And you got Sapien and Chronotis. Mostachero and Sapien side by side, but Mostachero's able to slot in just ahead. As Chronotis leads this pack of three drivers, with Reggie King just a little bit more ahead than Chronotis. As you see all these GT4 drivers. And we have a Carnes fan in the chat, whereas he's currently sitting P26. I don't know what his position will be GT4, but it looks like there's actually some contact up ahead involving the 21 car of Joaquin Cura, and he is off. And they need to find a safe way to rejoin the track, but it looks like they may be returning to garage, as it looks like they have some damage. We'll see. We'll try to monitor where they're at as they return to the garage, and that will be their race. Oh, but contact between 42. Was that not? Maybe 42. I don't know. There was some yellow back there, and it looked like there was 42 in the mix. But Chronotis and Pulgarin. They're bumper to bumper right now, with Sapien joining in. Oh no! Oh no, Kira, no! You didn't change your fuel, so you only had quali fuel? Oh, feels bad. Chronotis still leads Pulgarin, but Pulgarin, aggressive move. He's going to send it on the inside. Is he going to be able to keep the move stuck? It looks like he is. And he's going to overtake Chronotis, with Sapien trying to follow. But Sapien looks like he may have tapped the grass. He goes really wide there, putting that attack to a close. As we have Hate and Oak battling it out for P28. Yeah. Kira. I figured, considering you were on the side of the track. But, how do I pronounce your first name? Is it Jokin? Joquin? I always butcher it. I am terrible at names pronunciations. Or is it Joquin? Like, I am terrible at it. So we got for Sosa a little bit of twitchiness from the Mercedes of Pulgarin behind. We got Pulgarin and Chronotis and Sapien. Okay. Now that I'm thinking about it, that really doesn't help me a whole lot. I'm gonna say Joquin. Joquin. Oh, my goodness. I'm just gonna stop embarrassing myself and we'll move on a little bit. As Pulgarin still leading these three drivers, but they're gaining on Versosa. Joaquin. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that in 100 years. I am sorry about that. I will keep that in mind. Thank you, Eric. I believe that's Eric anyways. Oh. That looked like that was going to be an aggressive move from Chronotis. But he was just making his presence known. As I believe this is the closest battle on track, as Pulgarin has increased, or has lowered the gap to Versosa by quite a bit that lap. Oh, big spin from Pulgarin. And that's going to drop him back a few places. Rejoins safely, and 43 in the background somewhere is off. There's 43. I don't even see a car 43. What the heck? Still looking. But they are gone, it seems like. Whether it was a disconnect or who knows. I don't. Let's see, do we got any more? Now that's GT4 and GT3. It looks like we got 42. Kronotis again with Sapien right behind him. Sapien's got the inside, but he's going to be on the outside towards the chicane. Kronotis has to take the defensive line, but he is going to hold on to his advantage for now. But he is not out of the woods yet. So, it actually looks like somewhere along this madness, Joseph Kosovich took the lead of this race, but Rivera is, they're side by side again, as it looks like there's yellow towards the beginning of the lap as they make this right-hander into the left-hander going into Village. Going side by side again, Rivera not going for the inside line as Kosovich shuts him out. See if Rivera gets a better exit out of Village. Coming around this fast left-hander. It looks like he's going to have the inside and a way better exit than Joseph Kosovich. And they're going to be side by side going down this straight. Joseph Kosovich on the outside line. Rivera on the inside line. But on this next turn, the roles are going to be reversed. Kostovich's got the inside line. Rivera's got the outside line. And Kosovich is able to hold on to this lead as we just reached the halfway point during the middle of this race. As there is a blue flag ahead of him. There is a GT4 car ahead of him, which could play into effect, and Rivera might try to make a move because of it, but he is just going to stick behind Kosti and maybe make the move at the straight here. But look at all the blue ahead of these GT3 drivers. There is a lot of GT4 drivers ahead of these guys, and the traffic could be crucial. Kostovich takes a more defensive line as Rivera is going to try to switch back, and Kostovich goes wide and almost hits a GT4 driver coming back, but Joseph Kostovich has the inside line through the chicane, and he's going to go wide, but he's going to stay ahead slightly, and that is a man who has nerves of steel, as they are basically side by side again. Rivera still on the bumper, but this could be dicey as Rivera almost rear ends a GT4 driver there. This is insanity, as Kostovich is on the inside of a GT4 who almost closes the door on him. But they keep it clean, they keep it calm, they keep it collected. But Rivera's got the slipstream, and he's going to have the outside line, but meaning after the second hairpin here, he's going to have the inside line. If he's not able to stay side by side, he's going to have the inside line. Kostovich gives him the room. Rivera is on the inside. Kosti goes wide. He's going to get a better exit, and he's going to hold on to the lead again as they clear these drivers in such a fashion I wouldn't think would be possible. But Rivera goes really wide through turn one. But again, still bumper to bumper. These folks are not giving up. They are just going at it. Kostovich still in the lead, but with the slipstream, Rivera might try to make another move at the end of this straight. This is exactly what mixed class racing is all about, but Kostovich still ahead as Rivera couldn't get enough of a slipstream to get ahead of him, as Justin Beachley, Rivera gets by him no problem. As Kostovich is still leading this race. And while there's a little moment to breathe, let's see if there is anything what else is going on? Because that was basically like 2 whole laps that we just followed Kosovich and Rivera, and they were side by side the entire time. But right now you got Chronotis leading Sapien and Mostachero. And Sapien, he is close. Chronotis has to take a bit of a more of a defensive line, but it looks like Sapien may have clipped the curb there, slowing him down slightly. But Sapien is going to have the better exit, but he's going to have to lift as to not take out Chronotis going around that turn, as the GT3 is coming through of, I believe that's Santos? But he can't get by on the straight, and this could cost him some time as Chronotis and Mostachero go side by side. What is going on? Mostachero slips on through as Santos passes Sapien. And that was a crazy turn of events as Mostachero passes Chronotis and Sapien in the matter of 1 straight. But now you got Chronotis who's under attack from Sapien. Who do we have? Who is 85? That is Jarek Snyder being chased by Mike Burkhoff. And right in front of these 2 drivers are the race leaders, still side by side. As it looks like there may have been a little bit of a touch there, but Joseph Kosovich is still in the lead. Whether that was Rivera giving a little bit of space back because of the tap, or he just couldn't get him by, it looks like that may have been a courtesy flash. Maybe. But this has been hectic between these 2, and it is not over yet. There is still 8.5 minutes left to go, and they are bumper to bumper. The simplest of mistakes could cost these drivers the race. As they're coming up to the Ginetta of Pete Hutchings. As 31, who is 31? Yellow flag. That is Eric Elbling. He is still off track, looking to rejoin safely. Oh, and that wasn't a very safe rejoin as he bumps into a GT4 driver. I believe that was Mostachero. Luckily, nothing bad happens there, but that could have been worse, and it might be worse for Eric, depending on if there is a protest or if the stewards see it. Who knows? As Kosovich and Rivera still neck and neck, bumper to bumper. These guys have been battling all race long. Let's jump in the cockpit of Rivera. Let's see what Rivera sees for a little bit. Just sees the rear end of this Ferrari the entire race. As they make their way around Manir. But Kosovich got a little bit more lucky there as he's able to keep more speed, and that... And going past Manir there, Rivera actually lost a little bit of time. But not too much, as it doesn't look like that affected him at all. Oh, and car 18, is that Justin Beachley? That might be Justin Beachley, because that is 18 with a drive-through penalty. As Rivera and Kosovich still going at it. Kosovich still hanging on to this lead by a thread, and he's going to take the defensive line going into T1. But Rivera is gonna try the switchback, maybe? Looks like they're gonna go side by side through Maggots and Beckett's. Kosovich trying to... Oh, Rivera gets through, but Kosovich trying with the switchback. But Rivera is gonna take the lead. What a move, going through Maggots and Beckett's, getting the little switchback through turn 1, giving the momentum he needed to get just slightly ahead at Maggots and Beckett's. But Kosovich, he is still right on his tail, and he might try to make an aggressive move. He doesn't. But these two are just going at it, and this is a fight of the ages. There's other fights going on, like the Mastachero brothers are going at it. No, they're not. That's Masters and Mastachero, but that would have been great. But we got Vladimir Canales and Martin going at it for P29 and P30. A little bit of a twitch from Canales. Looks like he does a little bit of damage on that Camaro. And Martin doesn't get a very good exit, and that's going to let Canales kind of pull away a little bit. As these two are still going at it. It's insane. They got to be sweating buckets right now. Let's see, what else do we got here? We got Snyder and Burkhoff going side by side. Snyder's got the inside line for this turn. He touches a little bit of grass, and that's going to slow him down a little bit, but he's got the inside line. He's going to keep ahead of Burkhoff. Well, Burkhoff might get the better exit here, but doesn't seem like it. Right on his tail. As Burkhoff's got his nose in, and they're going to go side by side through Maggots and Beckett's. See if any of them back off and see if they give each other the space. They give each other space, but Burkhoff, it looked like he may have backed out a little bit just to be on the safe side, and there's a lot of yellow towards the F1 straight. Number 5 car, the number 13, and somebody just returned to pits. So Alex Martin was involved in that. Canales is in the grass. And that is that. A couple drivers out of this race. As Rivera and Kosovich still going at it. And Sim Racing Junkie, this is a Trackalicious league race. This is our preseason race for our GT3, GT4 Mixed Championship. I don't know what the title of the stream is. I can't really change it. Well, it looks like it's GT3, GT4 Mixed Quali race at Silverstone. But nope, this is the Trackalicious Summer League 2022. As Rivera still in first, even though it says he's in second. Kosovich on his bumper. As these drivers are on the final lap of the race. Yeah, I see that, Eric. Awesome. Thank you. Where did Kosovich go? What happened to Kosovich? I look over for a second and he's 2 seconds behind. Kosovich just doesn't like Maggots and Beckett's, it seems. That Ferrari does not like that. As Tanner Masters is in the grass. Sand, I guess. Not really grass, but wonder what happened there. As we got Burkhoff being hunted down by Snyder, and Snyder to King for P14, 15, and 16, all within a second of each other. Oh no, he blew his engine? That's unfortunate. And yep, ripped the last lap battle. As it looks like Rivera is going to be taking this one as long as he doesn't mess it up, as Pulaski, his race is going to be finished because he was passed. But it looks like Rivera is going to take this race. Rivera crosses the line, P1. And that is a double victory tonight for Rivera. Followed by Kosovich in P2. And P3 is Gage Gonzalez. You got P4, you got Rogero Santos. It's going to cross the line. P4. Alejandro Aguilar. He's going to cross the line in P5. Ferreira coming around the final two turns now as he's going to cross the line in P6 with that Rabbit Racing BMW. You got Tanner Masters and Kevin Huffman. They're pretty close to one another, but I don't think Huffman can make too much of a gain as long as there's no shenanigans to happen on this last turn. And Tanner Masters in 7th and Huffman in 8th. In 9th, you're going to have Cole Gress, if I can click on his name, which I can't. But Cole Gress is going to be P... No. Where is Cole Gress? Did he disconnect? Because Kevin Brock is P9, it says. Ali Raza, P10. No. What is going on? I am lost. So, we'll, this is going to take some time to get used to, is the GT3, GT4 mix. As we have a few more GT4 cars to cross the line. It looks like maybe 15 will be the last one to cross the line. Adam Pulaski. Nope, he is finished. So the race should be finishing any second now. Clutch Racing. I can try to. What a race. Let's return to the garage. I'll get these race 2 finishers real quick. And it reset. Feels bad. I didn't see who. Feels bad. Anyways, I'll change this to be right back. We'll hop out. It was Gonzalez, I believe, who finished 3rd. I don't know about the GT4s, though. I will definitely go take a look at the VOD real quick. Let's get some highlights in here. We'll do this one. 16 minutes of highlights. And nope, wrong one. This one. So that was some great racing. That was a blast to commentate. There was a lot of action. There was a lot to try to keep up with. There was so much action. It was amazing. Let's see. You know what? If I'm being honest, I am exhausted. I think I'll just skip the interview part for the evening. We will definitely make sure to bring that back for either Sunday or the first round. But I am just exhausted. On that note, thanks everyone for tuning in to the Quali race at Silverstone for the GT3 GT4 Trackalicious Summer 2022 Championship. If you guys enjoyed the race and are not following yet, you should do so. We have a couple of events going on. So Thursday nights are obviously our GT3 GT4 mixed class event. Our Sunday nights are going to be our GT3 league. And we do have endurance races once every month with 949 and Box 3. 6-hour enduro. Let's see when the next one is. The next one is May 14th. So mark that one in the calendar. That is about just over 2 weeks. But that should be a fun race. 6 hours of Barcelona. And that is on May 14th. Do we have any others? We got the M2 Porsche Cup. Tuesday night beer cup with Box 3, 949 and Trackalicious. That's Tuesdays at 10 o'clock p.m. EST. So if you want to see some M2 action or some Porsche Cup action, tune into that. I think that is all of them. So, on that note, yeah. Raza, man, he was wicked. You should, if you get a chance, you should see the battle between Kosovich and Rivera, sorry. The entire race. It was brutal. The entire second race. They were just going back and forth all race. I wanted to get other action in, but you couldn't. Anyways, we're gonna try to raid Clutch Racing and call it a night. Again, thanks everyone for tuning in. I believe I explained all the other events going on, and it looks like they went off.
Hey Reed, looks like Clutch might have gone offline.
Yeah, I just saw the message. It's a good thing I didn't try it yet.
I got another one for you here.
Alright. But this was a lot of fun to spectate and commentate. I'm a little rusty. I haven't done it in a few months. Hoping to get better and better. But goodbye, good night, everybody. See you on Sunday night, where I will be back for the GT3 League, and hopefully, I will be a little more prepared. Thanks, everyone. We will be back Sunday night. Good night, everyone. Well, we don't have a stream ending one, so we'll just throw it off to the highlights, and I'll mute my mic. Stay patient. We're gonna find someone to raid and talk to you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, everyone. I can't get the raid to work, so I'm just gonna post the guy's link in chat. But we're gonna go just
it's. Here we go. I got it. I got it.
Eric's got it, guys. So we're gonna go raid this guy, and yeah, good night, everybody.